fans, friends, families, and everyone else listening. I'm super psyched to welcome you to this new segment of our podcast. It's for all those who can't wait to hear from us. Here's a little gift mini episodes you can enjoy while you wait.
Welcome to the mini session. In this session, we'll be discussing fears and phobias, starring Dumebi and Temi and Dumebi.
And with me is Temi.
All the way from Ireland.
Stop with the echo, thank you.
Okay, so we're going to be discussing fears and phobias. So how will you define fear, Jamie? I'm trying to look in Google and see what they show me. Don't say something you're afraid of.
Oh my God. There's something you're afraid of. Fear is something that makes you petrified.
I love that. But yeah, something you're afraid of that they said in Google that is unlikely to cause harm. So it's something that is irrational. It's something that is unlikely to cause harm. Sometimes it may actually cause harm. I mean, if you're scared of a spider and then he jumps on you and you fall down and hit your head and you're not alive.
Or if you're
there's a nail there.
High up there and you're scared of heights and you sleep and fall.
Mm-hmm. These are all crazy scenarios that usually might not happen.
What there is might.
No, there's no guarantee, There was this show. I don't know if you watched this show. The fear factor, they used to call it. Whatever you're afraid of, they will put you in the room with it. If you're scared of spiders, I don't know. There's some prize money if you're able to survive all those things.
I won't be surprised. People hear money will be like, what the heck?
How bad is my fear? Until they put you in the box, you're scared of space. Is it claustrophobia?
Yeah, claustrophobic.
And you put you in a tiny box and you know if you can survive. I don't know why you do that to yourself. But I mean, there was money.
The person can faint.
More than faint. Like, see this. Oh my God. When I just Googled it, I just saw a guy with, is it scorpions or something crawling on him? I don't know. They really take it a little too far, I feel. So, tell me, what's your own fear? What are you afraid of?
Okay, let me go with something physical before I start thinking of psychological. I'm afraid of height because I know some people's fear of heights is really bad. They can't even enter elevator that has all those see-through whatever. They are going up. They can't even look at it. But I can enter that because at least there's a barrier. But if I'm in a place where there's no barrier, and I think almost everybody has that. But some people are daredevils, they don't care. In that sense, I'm afraid of heights. Don't take me skydiving. Don't take me bungee jumping. I don't want, because I just don't want. If I look down, I'll freeze.
How about that time we went on that roller coaster ride? That we're upside down. We're high and we're still upside down.
Did you not see that my eyes were closed?
How will I see you when I'm screaming?
Exactly. So
in Jesus' name.
In my mind, I am like, my eyes are closed. I can't see. I can't open my eyes. So at least my eyelids are the barrier. Let me put it that way. Between me and seeing whatever it is that is, I don't know. If I open my eyes, I see sky. If I open my eyes, I see buildings that are like ants. I don't want.
I think one time I was so scared that my wig will fall off my head.
Oh my God.
God, I don't know how they design those rides, man.
Oh, that thing was very scary. I mean,
and why some people that
but I know that
rush.
I don't think it will move until everybody is strapped properly. So don't have to worry about somebody falling off. Has it ever happened?
I hope not. In movies, this to happen, sure. In this, I don't know if you watch 911. I think that has happened in a scenario. And I watch movies that people are falling off. There was a malfunction somewhere, and that led to somebody falling off.
Aside from that, I don't know whether is it a fear, but I'm scared of touching animals.
I'd be scared of touching them. Which animal did you want to be touching before?
Like, petting or anything.
Okay, you mean like domesticated animals? Not
anything warm-blooded and is not human. I don't want.
Did something happen when we were younger with dogs or cats?
No, I'm just scared of touching them. That's just it.
You're scared that they might react and bite you or something.
Yeah.
I won't be surprised. You never know what can happen. But I mean, in the US, like the dogs are quite domesticated, and like I don't know, my sister used to stop and pet them. But me, after that dog chased me when I was young, I don't. As I see dog, you see me on the other side, you never know what's happening. You just say I'm not more beside you. Like
But they do say that but I think since I got here, it has improved for me. Maybe because the dogs here, they are trained. I can't touch them, but when I'm approaching one, I don't get scared and I don't feel like hyperventilating or something or sweating.
Like that, they're dogs everywhere.
Maybe they train them, yeah. And I also heard that if you're walking past an animal, don't make eye contact. Because if you do, they will know.
They can sense it even without you knowing. But
they can sense you. It's like they can sense your fear. I don't know. So I just look straight. And thankfully, their owners are always like, oh, they try to like drag them away from any pedestrian. So like, okay, unlike the ones back home, if you are running, I run. If you are coming towards me, I run. I mean, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, I heard that they have over 250 million olfactory receptors. Like they can sense fear and all these things 100,000 times or more than a human being. So
I guess that's what they use
even when you're pretending and I'm telling myself it's okay, the dog is still watching me. Like I sense some fear still left over. You know, I've seen some websites saying 40 times greater, but I don't know how many. I know that I watched explained and talked about dogs is on Netflix. They explain different topics. So talk about dogs and how it's acutely higher than ours. So that explains to me why I was passing by a dog. And one time it was on a leash. And the dog just stood on attention. The owner kept going. He did not check for his dog. The dog is now looking at me, just there. And he started walking towards me.
And was it unleashed? Was it unleashed?
Unleashed.
I'm not surprised.
Towards me in the park.
I'm not surprised because there was a time I was walking
your dog is
moving. And they'll just be walking like freely, and the dog is walking free. I'm like, okay, we have leashes for a reason. There was one time I was walking, so there was like a corner, there was like a street to my left or on my right. I was going straight, suddenly I just saw dog. Where's the owner? There's no owner. Where's the dog? The owners were at the back, gisting, leaving the dog unleashed.
That's a fear factor moment.
And it's not like you're seeing the dog from afar, just from nowhere, from the streets beside me, dog just showed up, and I'm like, please hold your dog, go.
I beg go. I don't know what's happening. I just
So anything warm blood, touching dog, touching cats, touching all those zoologists or those zookeepers, they try to, because I know they love animals, but I can't do that. That's one job I know I can never do in my life.
Or a vet.
No, I can't.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. But if I can touch a tortoise shell, does that count? Just the shell. I'm not touching the head. I'm not touching anything. Because I know that the shell is like a rock. So I'm not feeling any. Because I don't know. It just freaks me out to touch anything that is warm-blooded and it's not a human being. I don't know. And cockroaches that fly. That's another fear I have.
Oh, yeah. That's a valid fear, man. They are just moving on their own, and before you know, they are flying towards you, and they are blind. Do you know?
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I say these things, they sense things. Like, because one, they are blind, I'm pretty sure that they have a heightened sixth sense somewhere. Or one of the other senses are heightened. So they will know.
Does that flying towards you in no direction? It's so scary. It's like, hey. I just quickly leave the room because at that point I've lost the race. That's actually a valid fear, man. Everybody, you should be scared of a flying roach. Why is it flying? It's so freaky. Oh, but deep in, do you think you have a fear of relationships?
I have a fear of meeting the wrong person. I don't think I have a fear of relationship because I want to believe relationships should be like, should I say vibes? I'm not trying to make you feel like it's nothing but I feel like relationship, I know it's work, but it should be easy work that just flows and goes. because you're doing it passionately and it's stress-free. I don't have fear of relationship, but I have fear of meeting the wrong person. As even if I say I want to, if I meet anybody, I will check the person out, scan the person, analyze. If I see one, oh God help me. I actually was praying to God one day that God, please, all because of this, my whole psychoanalysis and looking at if that one serious thing I don't like, I'm already no go area. I don't want a situation whereby God will now say I'll miss my opportunity. So I will never miss it. I was just casually just talking to God about it. I was like, God, I know I'm not gonna miss the opportunity because of the way I can be. Then I'm like, God already knows who you are and he knows who's for you. So I guess everything will just flow in his direction. So you don't have to worry about missing opportunity or anything. It's even a good thing that I actually have this, how would I put it, sense of discipline and knowing what I want, so that I don't spend time with someone that I know is a time waster. Let me put it that way. So, because I've already had like requirements, let me put it that way.
Yeah.
If I see that at first, intentions at first, this is my vision or mission or goal regarding this, then I don't think anybody will want to waste my time. Or even if I eventually enter into a relationship that I know that, okay, maybe God doesn't see a future, but it looks like I am. But I just don't know, along the line, you probably see something that, okay, you may not rapport with, then you leave, rather than having to suck it up and say, oh, because this is what I want. So I just feel like I have that discipline. I'm still learning. I'm not an expert. Nobody's an expert in all these things because you can't really tell the future.
Yeah.
But I know that I have that kind of character to see the way time wasters. Let me put it that way. So I would say I have fear of relationship, but rather fear of meeting the wrong person.
I agree. I think one of the things, like based on what you said, is for me the fear of meeting someone who I think is the right person, and then the person transforming into a whole terrible person, and so it was all a lie. They are not who they say they are. Maybe they are not. It's just like I'm already married, and there's no way to change. I feel like that's a weird fear of mine.
That's why I think I said that I feel like married couples, they will not be the same along the line. How will I put it? The same person they were when they got married, they won't be the same in 10, 20, 30 years.
Of course.
So they will change. Change will happen. Don't expect to still be with the person that was there in the beginning. Anything can change the person. The fact that a person is married to you, that one is enough to change somebody. Because it's like your character, your persona, whoever it is that you are, is kind of rubbing off on the person. So there are certain things the person will also be used to doing that the person wasn't doing before. Just because he lives with somebody that does that, person too will find themselves doing the same thing.
Negative.
So
I was referring to something negative, not positive change that you're going together, but more like the person is.
I was just thinking of change in general. I wasn't even thinking of either, both actually.
I was thinking like suddenly becoming an abuser, suddenly saying, "Oh, stay home, you're not going to."
That fear is understandable. I think that's why before you enter into a relationship, make sure there is a God-centered relationship.
Of course, yeah, you're right.
Because I think some people think, it doesn't mean, but I have any relationship that is God-centered, because both of you are looking up to God.
Yeah.
And you know how it is. You know how to roll as a God child. Let me put it that way. There'll be a way that you discipline yourself. Discipline. There was one Joyce Meyer's podcast I was listening to. Discipline. Very, very important. Discipline. And I know that that's something that people are still trying to, get used to. Discipline, whatever area. So I feel that there are people that be like, no, being abusive, being manipulative, whether it's emotional abuse, physical abuse, mental abuse, any form of abuse is wrong.
Yeah.
Some people will know that is wrong. This one is wrong. And I don't see myself doing it. And That's why it's good to have the Holy Spirit. Holy Spirit, please check me. When it's looking like my flesh is about to take over, please bring me back in check.
Yeah.
So if you start with God, I just have a feeling that it will go smoothly.
I agree. Pastor Kingsley says that. So, like, if you guys have someone you're accountable to, and God is that threefold cord in the relationship that can't be broken. And he also has like mentors, not just nobody can talk to him and nobody can talk to her. Like, you guys both have mentors as well that can keep you guys in check.
Keep you guys in check, yeah. And I just remind myself something that, yes, you hear divorce, everything up and down lately. And you're like, it's possible if these people come and you sit them down and you actually listen to what it is that happened that they decided to get a divorce. To you, it will be like, but this is easy to sort out. To them, it was
Big,
like a
major.
mountain. And what is the difference? Because you have God. Because you have God, and you know that, okay, this is a God center. Because how will I put it? I'm pretty sure God sees a lot every single second. So it sees what is going on. It sees the people that have prayed. He hears the people pray to him every single second, every single millisecond. Somebody's praying right now.
Yeah.
So I feel like if he can deal with whatever, I'm sure your own is not going to be an issue for him to deal with. So now, how like it is, because you have that spirit of God, it's like if you now listen to the other person's story, sometimes you just thank God because you just think maybe you and your spouse, if you even had it worse than them, you didn't know how to solve it. It didn't taught them, it didn't destroy them, they didn't know.
Yeah.
How to solve it. I was reading a comment underneath like the divorce stuff, and the person was like, this marriage is hard, dude. This marriage is something. And now said it that it's not marriage's fault. Like when people are like, marriage is hard, marriage is this, or marriage is not funny or something. I'm like, this is not marriage's fault. I don't know who I was telling there. I think marriage is like water. It takes the shape of however it is you want it to take. The two people inside marriage, the marriage is just like, it's a union. Number one, the people, first of all, they enter the marriage, they see it as an accomplishment. If you're seeing marriage as an accomplishment, I don't think you're ready to be married.
Yeah, I agree.
So I feel like the way they've already painted marriage, spend the rest of my life with this person, I can sleep with the person every day. That's another thing, which I didn't even point out in that our book. I said I was going to talk about it and I forgot. So if they think about only what it is that can satisfy your flesh, it's just going to be like a short-term thing, and that marriage may not last. So I just used to try. I'm not married though. I don't know anything, but I know from all these small things we listen to what people are going to, because marriage is not the one that say experience is the best teacher. You now want to go in, make mistake and come out. No, nobody wants that. Anything that you know that you want to learn it now. So I try to free my mind from, marriage is bad, marriage is stressful. Marriage is not the problem. The two people in the marriage is what is happening there. So I just try to so fear of marriage I don't have, but I really do wish that my marriage life is more exciting than my single life. That's just what it is.
I praise God for both of us.
Because as in
That
for
won't
both of
make
us,
sense for 8 years.
I'm already getting like I think it was just yesterday or today, I can't remember. I was just telling myself that, God, I actually want to get married though, but I am so comfortable with this life. I'm so comfortable with this life. God, this is my marriage is better than this. And people would think I'm someone that just, she travels, she has fun, she goes out to party. No, I'm on my bed watching Netflix.
I'm telling you, okay,
But
drama.
it's fun. Exactly, K-drama. But it's exciting. Now I can decide to eat Indomie for dinner. I don't have to think about somebody else. I can decide to eat cereal for dinner. I don't have to think about somebody else. It's just what it is. And I'm just praying to God that, no, please, I actually do want to get married. But let it be sweeter than this, my singleness.
Man, for me too. I think about
Amen for
marriage.
me,
That's
yes,
what
definitely.
even Pastor Kingsley says. I know I keep saying this man's name, but he says it like, don't, if you're going to marry someone that's going to be worse than how you are living, don't go. The combination of both of you should be better. you shouldn't result in a worse situation for you. We're talking about a very long time of your life, like being single. What worst case scenario? I don't know. What's the worst that somebody has lived single? Maybe 30, 40 years. And you still have, you're going to live to what? 80, by the grace of God, 80, 90, 100. If God, even allows you and Jesus tarries 120. That's still a very long time, longer than you're saying.
Very long. Very long.
So the person you marry is very important.
Very long. Even when I was thinking, you know how my mom spent like 25, 24 years being single, then 24 and a half being married. And it was like half, well, it was slightly over. And I'm like, it could be longer, like, because now we are in our 20s. It's not like we want to marry for only 20 something years. It's forever we are talking about.
Forever till we die.
Like, exactly. And I'm like, I was just thinking about saying, hey, this marriage thing. So should I even say that one is a fear?
It's not
It's not a fear. It's not a fear. It's just kind of like
prayer.
yeah, it's a prayer. It's just kind of like that you expected to stay with this person forever. That word forever. It's sad that nowadays people can be forever not supposed to vow gone safe with the way things are happening, But forever, that was what, even if sadly, even if you don't know what will happen during the marriage, but that was what you intended it to be when you said your vows. That's what you wanted it to be. So nobody is going to be risking that. My uncle spoke to me a few days ago. He was like, Temi, Bobonko. He said, Bobonko. I said, Uncle, because I know my mom's youngest brother is not married yet. I'm like, what of uncle that is not yet married? Why you people do this? I'm still, they're like, that one, you leave him, Joe. He's not saying anything. He doesn't want to get married. And I told him that, saying, Uncle, you can't compare now to when you people were became husband and wife those days. Although you got married like in 2000 and something, but still, you can't compare it to now. A lot has happened in like a decade. He's married over it now. So I was like, now you have to shine your eyes, plus / have 2020 vision. Vision 2020, you need to be able to see properly and shine your eyes, Jen, because it's not anybody that is just passing by, like, oh, okay, I like you, let's marry. That's it, boom, finish, no. I was like, okay, that's true. I understand what you're saying.
It's true.
Yeah. So there's that fear of entering into marriage with the wrong person. That's the real fear.
But like you said, if God, you have to trust God and hold his hand and definitely enter with a man who has God at the center of his life. Then for another fear, I have claustrophobia. When people are too close, when I'm in tight spots, it feels like everything is closing in. I don't know. But when I know we had seats.
But when did you realize that
I felt
you
that
had
way.
claustrophobia? Like, were you inside an elevator for a very long time, or were you in a very small space? Because I feel like you won't really know until you are in that position that, oh, you have phobia for this. So at what time, like at what point did you realize that you were claustrophobic?
When they are I don't know how to explain it, but our theater, not our theater, but when we take classes, our chairs are together. Let's say 10 chairs together, space, 10 chairs together, space, and they're like divided, kind of like cinema seats, right? Or closer, with like a tinier armrest. So
okay. In uni, right?
In uni. So my friends would sit down beside me on either side, and I'll feel like I'm about to die. Like to just be, I'll be uncomfortable. I can't focus. I'm like, what's going on? It just felt like there was no space and I couldn't breathe. That's how I used to feel. And I think from the first day I even arrived in school, we had this tiny shoebox room, and it was so small. It was just 3 of us inside. Every time I was inside, I had trouble breathing. Like I'll be like, I can't breathe. I had to go out. It took me a while to get used to that environment. And then we'll go to the theater or where we take our classes, and people will sit by either side of me. I'm like, So eventually what ended up happening, my friends just got used to it. They used to make fun of me. But I used to always stay at the end of the seats. So I sit by the aisle. I don't sit in the middle. So I always sit at the aisle, and there's always a space beside me. I don't want to let anybody sit there. I put a bag. So I'm like,
Okay.
whenever my friends want to, I'm like, nope, personal space, guys. Give me personal space. I need to breathe. And they used to make fun of me personal space, but they respected my choice. So I survived that. And in the elevator, I must always praying, God, let the elevator keep moving. It shall not stop. I shall not be stuck inside. In Jesus' name. It's so scary. It's like, oh God, please. Every morning I take the elevator, like when I go to work, and I'm like, God, please, I'm going to get there. I'm almost there. God.
Me, I don't even know whether I'm claustrophobic. But what I'll say is that if I'm in a small space and I start thinking of claustrophobia, I'll just be like, oh, okay, I don't even mind. Then I start thinking, oh my God, this is a small space. There's something called claustrophobia. Oh my God, the walls are coming closer. Oh my God. So I don't know whether I am claustrophobic or it's just my mind, or I don't even know. I don't understand what you're saying. Sometimes you need that space to breathe. If people are close and they are also breathing as well, it's just like you just need that your space.
You need it though. That's why I like aisle seats, but in the plane too. I prefer them to window seats too. Anyway, because of the space beside, I just feel so comfortable. But it's not so bad. It's not like I feel like I'm dying. I can still sit on window seats or sit on all this. It's not that serious, but it just feels my body starts reacting weirdly. I don't know what causes that. Only God knows.
I don't know. That's another thing. Do you think phobia is? I guess it's psychological. Maybe it derives from maybe a past traumatic event, or maybe something you've just seen, or it's just what it is. I wouldn't say for people with. I would like it for people that have fear of heights. I don't think when they were younger they were threatened or
Do you
something.
get
You
what I
can't.
mean?
So I guess it's
My
like
father
mindset.
says fear of heights. I wonder if it's genetics. He's afraid of heights, I mean.
Do you think phobias are genetic?
I don't know. My father is afraid of heights. No, I'm afraid of heights too. I don't like heights anymore. I used to be forming, You know already, we experienced it together.
Yeah, me too. I do. I actually told myself that I not do again.
Yeah, that's my last.
No,
That was my last ride.
no,
I said I'm done.
no,
I
I'll
said
be
let's
the
go
person
to do
holding
ride. I
your.
said no, thank
No,
you.
I'll be the person holding your bag. You can't do what you want to do.
I'll be ready. People be screaming for fun. Yay! Ooh. I said no.
I think, and they'll raise their hand up. The reason why worsening is it not adding more effect the fact that you're falling or something? Because the raising hand, me, I feel like it doesn't help. Me, if I'm the one there, I have to grab on anything grabbable to make sure that I'm safe. And that includes the belts that they put over your head. So I hug it like I'm hugging for my dear life.
I'm telling you, I don't know. But some people they feel this rush of adrenaline. I'm like, power to you. That's why the rides were created, not for me. Because they're like, let's go to Six Flags. I said, no, thank you guys. I don't like. I'm scared. I don't know the excuse I gave for. I think I told them I don't like rides or I'm scared of heights or something. I don't know. I understand people wanted to go for fun. It's a nice activity. So I saw something about claustrophobia being caused by falling into like going into a place like falling into water, one of the options. And I've actually not drowned, but when I was learning how to swim when I was younger, I have gone to the deep end and just went deep and just struggling for a while. And I started to see I don't know who sent them to paint the floor with fishes and stuff like that. I was freaking out. But I eventually found my way.
The thing was looking real.
Yeah. I never went to the deep end again. I know I've done when we did the helicopter underwater escape. They would take God, that thing was scary. You would sit down and then they would dip it was a 12-feet pool. I don't know, was that a very deep pool? I think it was 12 feet. They would dip you in, you'll be inside the helicopter, you'll be going inside, down, 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 down. They will now say you have 7 minutes to escape through one tiny window. God.
I can never be in the military or whatever it is.
I failed that test twice.
Why did they say you should do that? For what?
It was because we're going to go offshore for they had their oil and gas.
So that means you can oil
So we're
exploration. So
going to go
you can't
to
do
on the
offshore work.
helicopter. You get there with the helicopter. So we
Mm.
have to do training before going, just in case the helicopter crashes, because it's surrounded by water, obviously.
But you have your life jacket now.
Yeah, you have your life jacket, but you're supposed to swim through the hole in case of emergency. You have 7 minutes. You're supposed to count. No, you don't have 7 minutes. You have 7 seconds. Sorry. You have to count and then swim out. Twice, I failed that
So
test.
that means you must know how to swim in the first place.
You just need to know how to come out and swim to the top. You can't
Mm.
you don't get to let it go deep in. You're wearing a life jacket now.
Yeah.
So twice. When you
That's
feel
another. Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah. Continue.
Okay. So when you feel it, I mean, you don't leave the helicopter. Like the first time I struggled, I didn't come out. You'll do the second time. I struggled, I didn't come out because I don't know, I started freaking out under the water. And then the third time, I'm like, calm down, count to 7. So I slowly did it, swam out, and that's how I came out. But the first 2 times were really scary. So I wonder if maybe that, I don't know. I've had so many weird under. Now I don't want to do scuba diving. Before I was like, let's do scuba. Now I don't want to do. I don't want to swim underwater. I don't want to know what's in the deep water anymore. It's just scary to me now. Maybe that's another fear. Being in the dark ocean where we don't know what's living there, what has been living there. We don't even know. We've not fully explored what's going on down there. Fish that they say is normal, my dad they attack you. I don't know. That's another fear. I'm not going into the water to do scuba diving anymore. Well, we still encourage people to go out there and try new things to find out if you're afraid of it first, because you never know.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Find out if you're afraid.
Oh, you never know if you try. Yeah, and cast all your fears to God because He cares for you. He will take care of you. Don't be afraid of anything. He said, "Do
Yeah.
not be afraid." I think 365 times in the Bible.
Yes. Do not be courageous. Do not be dismayed.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I said be courageous.
Is
Lord,
with you everywhere you
Isaiah. I think Isaiah 41:10 or something. And as Christians, there's now the fear of so many things. There's an anxiety. I'm gonna lie, because I do have anxiety, and it's something that I know that yes, as a child of God, I should ask God for help to help me fight it, basically. Because anxiety, it's a destroyer. From the littlest of things, anxiety and overthinking can do a lot. Okay, so it's so do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. That's Isaiah 41:10. It's something that, as Christians, it's a battle. It can be a battle, anxiety. From the littlest of things, anxiety and overthinking can make you not make that move that you should be making. And it's one thing to be afraid and not do anything. Then it's another thing to be afraid, but still do something. So you might as well just do it, even if you're afraid, because it will get to a point when you are deep into whatever it is that you need to do. The fear is gone. I think they say courage is not the absence of fear, but rather is doing something, even if you're afraid.
Yeah, do things you want to do regardless of fear. You'll be amazed at the results. I'm not saying if you're scared of spiders, you go and touch them, but we're talking when you're afraid to do something you feel will change your life. Because I heard that sometimes the fear might be an indicator that something big is coming, like you're about to change your life.
Yeah.
Sometimes that may seem scary, but you would.
Okay. So that's whoever is listening, that job, number one, if you feel you're not qualified, sometimes if you actually decide to look at your CV and you will see you actually are, maybe because you're not qualified for, like, let's say 30% of it, you feel like you don't have to apply except you're like 100% qualified. Not necessarily. I'm actually talking to myself as well.
Yeah.
Apply to the job. If there's somebody that you feel like, oh, you're not in good rapport with, but you want to, I think that's another thing. Some people can't stand up for themselves. That thing happened to me this week. Something happened. I was like, wait, I'm not comfortable with this. And I told the person, but I was thinking about it. What if the person sees me this way? What if the person is But when I got and I spoke to the person, and the person was like, okay, no problem. And I'm like, now I've pondered on that for like 30 minutes. And the person did not even, when I spoke to the person about it, the person just said, okay, that's no problem. So whether it is that you want to approach or you feel like you need to talk to the person about something, just approach. What's the worst that could happen? At least, but you know that yes, you've ticked it off your list that you've done this. I'm saying this because I don't want to be saying it in a present tense so that I just want to speak to myself and declare that I don't have such anymore. I used to have anxiety, and I know that God has cured me from that, and I shouldn't be scared to approach anybody if I have an issue or if I want to clear something. I shouldn't be afraid, or because I'm trying to please people. So that's a fear. That's a fear that I know that yes, it's something that I've been facing, and I know that God is going to come through. Anxiety.
And God will take care of you.
Man.
So yeah, don't be afraid. God is with you. So be anxious for nothing, but with all things with prayer and supplication, hand your requests to
Your
God.
question.
That's it. Take a chance, change your life, set
Mm-hmm.
it for where you are, and have an amazing day. Thank you guys for listening. We hope you have an amazing day. Bye.
Bye.
So that's it for today. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and reach out to us on Instagram with questions or suggestions. And thank you guys for listening.